Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and for today's video we are going to be reading popular young adult mysteries. I'm super excited to do this video because I feel like I haven't done a reading vlog in a really long time. Even though it's only been like 2 videos ago, I still feel like it's been a pretty long time since I did a reading vlog, and these are always super fun to film because I love getting my reactions and my like first impressions of books and sharing them with you guys. So I really enjoy making these videos and I hope you enjoy watching them. I feel like the books that I selected for this video are really good, and I'm excited to read something other than romance. I feel like your girl has been doing nothing but reading romance this entire year, and don't get me wrong, I am a romance girly through and through, but I feel like I've been burning out because I haven't been reading much other than romance, and I want to start dabbling into other genres, especially genres that kind of spook me out. So mysteries, thrillers, anything suspenseful I just stay very far away from because I get the heebie-jeebies really quickly and I like to go to sleep at night without being stressed about having a nightmare. But I've heard really good things about these books. I also feel like reading young adult mystery might be a bit easier to kind of get into that mystery genre as a whole compared to reading like a really intense adult mystery. Anyways, let me show you the books that we are going to be reading for today's video this week. First book is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I'm really excited to read this. I recently bought this in my haul and I have heard really good things about it. It's also part of a trilogy, so I'm gonna read the first one, and if I do enjoy the first one, I will be getting the other 2 books. Not anytime soon because I'm on a book buying ban, but I will be getting the other 2 books in the future, and I'm really excited to read this one, and I think I'm gonna read this one first. And then the second book that we're gonna be reading for today's video, I think I am the most excited to read this book. This book has been on my bookshelf for months. No, this book has been on my bookshelf for over a year, and I have just been so scared to read it because not only is this a mystery, but this is a thriller, and I just feel like it's a lot. So the second book is Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Amide, and I am ready to read this. It's been on my bookshelf for a really long time. First of all, this cover, gorgeous. I wish the sticker was not in the way. I've heard really good things about this book, and I've heard that the ending is super intense, and I've heard that this story is just really crazy, and it gets crazier and more insane as you read it. So I'm really excited to read this. I feel like it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna be reading these 2 books for this video. I feel like these books also complement each other very well when I hold them up. I don't know, I definitely think it's the red. This one I have really high hopes for. I also have high hopes for this one. I have high hopes for both of these. Like, I feel like both of them are gonna be really good. I feel like I'm very proud of the selection that I chose. We're gonna start with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because I genuinely feel like this one is not going to be as scary as this one. This one is a thriller as well. This one is just a mystery from what I recall. So we're gonna start with this one, and I will update you guys on my first impressions after I get a couple pages in and have some thoughts. Jump right into it. Hello everyone. It is the next day and I am reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I am on page 56 of the book, and I will say I am enjoying this book pretty well. I feel like the author, Holly Jackson, got right into the plot, right into the story from the very beginning. It's also very intriguing, but also very easy to follow, especially with it being a mystery and you're kind of, you know, you're getting glimpses and pieces of little information and you're all trying to like put it together so you can get to the end. And I feel like the way Holly is kind of just like telling the story is really good. It's keeping me engaged. The chapters are really short, which I really like as well. So let me tell you kind of the setup of the story and the setup of the book. So we have our main character, Pip. She is in her senior year of high school, and she is doing her senior capstone on an old mystery murder case. So a couple years ago in her same high school, there was a high school student named Andy Bell, and she went missing one night. The police never were able to find her body. Her body going missing was tied to her boyfriend. The police and pretty much everybody in town suspected that her boyfriend, Sal, was the one responsible for her body going missing and the murder, even though they were never able to find her body. Things got kind of interesting because a couple days or within, I think, that same night, Sal ended up killing defending himself. So they were never really able to kind of really understand what went wrong that night and what happened that night with Andy or Sal. So the police ended up closing the case, and Pip, now for her senior capstone project, is pulling the case back up and being like, something about this does not seem right. I don't think that Sal was the one who, you know, killed Andy. Again, Andy's body was never found either. So Pip is now going to kind of go through the case again, hopefully find the truth as to what actually happened that night. I will say, again, it's only 56 pages in, so there's still a lot of time for this stuff to grow, but I do want to see more of the personality behind Pip, and we kind of understand her reasoning as to really why she wants to kind of uncover the story for her senior project, but I want to know a little bit more about her and her background and her relationship with the people that she's talking to. And something that I also really like about this book so far is that we're getting more than just a narrative. So yes, you have the storytelling, but you're also getting transcripts from the interviews that Pip is having with different people. You're also getting kind of like her journal entries where she's kind of analyzing the case and analyzing the different people that she's interviewing and kind of putting the pieces together. It's kind of reminding me of Pretty Little Liars and trying to figure out who A is a little bit. And I feel like Pip is very, very clever. We're starting to get some suspects and some people who might be tied to what happened with Andy and Sal, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to spoil anything, of course, so I'm gonna keep this spoiler free, but I never get stuff from mysteries like at all. I'm always like the last person to know anything, but I am really excited to see like where the story is going to go. First impressions of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I'm liking it a lot. I'm excited and I can't wait to keep reading it. Now, I got some bad news. Well, not bad news. It's good news. It's really, really good news. So as you know, if you watched my mid-year book tag, my most anticipated release of 2023 was Unravel Me by Becca Mack, and I was selected to receive an ARC by the end of the month. And the ARC came today. The ARC is here in my email, and I downloaded it on my Kindle, and I cannot focus on A Good Girl's Guide to Murder knowing that the ARC and Adam and Rosie's story is on my Kindle. So I'm going to be taking a break from this book, and I am going to be picking up Unravel Me by Becca Mack, and we are going to read that. I'm probably going to read it so fast because I literally do not want to do anything but read this book, but I'm going to read the ARC for Unravel Me, and then I will get back into A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So it won't make a difference for the video, but I feel like I need to give my undivided attention to this book, and I can't do that when Unravel Me's in my head. You guys, I know the cover is a lot. The cover is a lot, but like, it's okay. We don't judge covers here. We just read books. So that's my update. I will see you guys in my next clips. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm a little scared for my girl Pip. I'm a little scared for her. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Only you guys could see the makeshift tripod I have you guys set up on right now. That would be hilarious. But it's time for a reading update. As I think I said in my last update, I paused reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because Unravel Me came out, and I finished it in 2 days, and it was so good. I love Unravel Me. I love Becca Mack. I cried, I laughed, I screamed. If you are in the need of a cute hockey romance that is just so, not wholesome, because it is definitely not wholesome, but if you're just in for a really cute romance with like found family and just really beautiful writing and really amazing characters that's heartfelt and emotional but also really, really sweet, you should read Unravel Me by Becca Mack. But anyways, I picked back up A Good Girl's Guide to Murder today, and I started today on page, I think, 59. I am on page 259 right now. So I have read 200 pages today. I cannot put this book down. It is 12:30. It's too late. I need to go to bed. And I don't want to read this before I go to bed because, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm getting a little spooked out. I don't know if I'm a baby, but like, this is why I don't read mysteries, because the suspense, the not knowing what is going on, like, I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, you're a suspect. You're a suspect. And it's so funny because Pip Pip, I am really scared for our girl Pip. You know, it's this capstone project, right? But obviously, like, the investigation, the project is getting a bit personal because now she's kind of like, I need to know the truth of what happened that night. And it's kind of like turned into this obsession. Literally says it on the back of the book. The story of an investigation turned obsession. And I'm seeing it become an obsession, like, it's real. And unfortunately, there's a reason why it was a case closed situation. And now Pip is trying to uncover the truth. And I'm a little scared for her because somebody don't want her to uncover the truth. And babes, I don't think I want her to uncover it either. I'm so scared. Like, there were some theories that were talked about that Pip kind of like played around with of like what happened that night. Some of those theories I can see being possible. The way my mind works, I'm clueless. I don't know nothing. But the way my mind works, I'm thinking real far-fetched. So much about this reminds me of Pretty Little Liars. And I love Pretty Little Liars until it got real weird at the end. But kind of just like that mystery and like everybody is getting involved. Like, there are so many characters and there's so many people. Like, her suspect list is just getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. And it's really just like, wait a minute. Who is telling the truth and who is lying? Because something is not sitting well with my girl. And it's not sitting well with me either. But I have literally just this much left. I have read all of this. I will say I really do appreciate the way Holly Jackson is kind of giving us clues and kind of giving us like, we're getting closer and closer to like uncovering the real truth. It's not where it's like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Sometimes I want her to slow down a little bit. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Pip, relax. It's just, you can't stop. You can just keep reading. I could probably finish this tonight, but for the sake of my mental health and sanity, I can't. And the reason why I'm scared is because if this is terrifying me, what am I going to do with Ace of Spades? What am I going to do come October when I have spooky season and I'm trying to read horrors and thrillers? Like, what am I going to do? This book is so good. Like, I'm so captivated. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like, we're trying to find A. And we have all these people and the suspect list of who A could be and what really happened to Allie. Like, it's just getting longer and longer and longer. The only thing is that instead of the 4 girls, it's just Pip. Pip's personality, we're getting more and more of her personality, and I'm obsessed with her. Like, she's so funny and sarcastic, but she is really like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Like, don't play with Pip. Pip. This book is eating. Like, the characters, the writing, the pacing. Pip is so incredible, and it's told in 3rd person, and I don't read books a lot that are told in 3rd person, so it's really just eating. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to finish washing my face and getting ready for bed, but just know it's giving 5 stars. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna finish getting ready. I will see you guys the next time I see you. Shit is about to get real. Pip! Why are we doing this? Girl, you gonna die. Oh shit. I done skipped a page. Hold on. I'm so fucking anxious. I keep getting ahead. I'm so fucking anxious. I knew it. This is so stupid. This isn't real. Good. Mental. He is mental. I'm getting real. Maybe I'm the mental one. What? What do you mean? Listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm stressed. We have like 40 pages left, and I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. So I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder like 10 minutes ago, and this book almost took me out. I'm not gonna lie. This book almost took me out. When I tell you, I was at the edge of my seat. We get to the end. I felt like there were so many misdirects. I felt like the second I was like, okay, I think I know what's going on. I think I know, you know, where we're going with this. Misdirect, you're wrong. Miss Holly was like, you thought. I had so many theories. So many of my theories were so far-fetched. Now that I finished the book and I'm kind of like putting the pieces together, I'm questioning where in the world did I think that was going to be plausible? But you guys, this book was so good. It was so addicting. Literally couldn't put it down. I was so entertained. I was just so excited to read this book and to continue this book. Honestly, I know I'm on a book buying ban, kind of. But I need to buy the next 2 books like immediately. I want more of Pip so much. I want more of some of the other characters in this book. This book was also kind of sad. Like, I felt like when we got some of the answers we were looking for, it was just kind of sad to get them because it was like, damn, that's what happened and like that's why it happened. Like, it was really sad. I felt like all of my feels were all over with this book. It was so exciting to read though and so captivating, and I just am so excited for the adaptation. I feel like the adaptation is gonna eat, like it's gonna be so good. Pip is really smart. I will say Pip is so smart. It was so easy to read. I'm so happy that I read it. I was kind of getting the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I was like, listen, this is not a thriller. This is a mystery. Why am I so scared? I'm gonna save my ratings for the books until the end of the video, but I really enjoyed this. I really don't have any negative things at the moment to say about this book. I did have a lot of theories. Most of my theories were wrong. However, one of my theories was correct, but that one didn't come until a little bit later. One of my far-fetched theories I had at the very beginning, but I quickly dropped it. And then, you know, I got to the end and I was like, oh, you see, I know what I'm talking about. We have finished the first book for this reading vlog, Go Girls Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Loved it. Next, we have Ace of Spades. And I feel like this was a good primer, you know? This is more of a thriller mystery, so I think that I'm going to be a bit more nervous to read this, but I'm really excited to read this. I feel like it's going to be really good and a bit different. I have really high expectations for this and I'm really excited. I'm not going to read this tonight because I don't think I can stomach this right now, but I'll probably start this tomorrow. And yeah, I will catch you guys when I am reading and I have updates for that. Okay, it has been a couple of days. Well, to you guys in the video, it hasn't been anything but like the next clip. But for me, it's been a couple of days since I finished A Go Girl's Guide to Murder. This week has been a kind of a mess. But anyways, I started Ace of Spades yesterday and I read a little bit today and I am now on page 163. So I'm about a third of the way through with this book, and you guys, this book is stressing me out. It's stressing me out, but like, I don't think it's in a good way. Where do I start with this? So Ace of Spades is a young adult mystery thriller. We have our 2 main characters, Devin and Chiamaka, and they are the 2 only Black students in this like very rich, prestigious high school that they attend. Even though they're the 2 only Black students in this high school, they don't interact with each other. Like, they have no type of relationship, communication with each other. Chiamaka is a very interesting character because she is kind of playing the game to be super popular, have popularity, and kind of like be at the top of the top, whereas Devin is kind of like a nobody. He kind of has one friend, he keeps himself, he's very quiet. So they're very different from each other. The book starts off at like an assembly. Both Chiamaka and Devin are announced to be part of this elite group of students that are kind of just like high performing students, good looks good on college applications. They have a run-in to be valedictorian, and then shortly after they were announced, they start receiving these texts, these invasive texts from this unknown person called Aces, and this person is revealing things about them to the student body over these text messages, and it's kind of just getting more and more intense with each text message that Aces puts out. It starts off kind of like with one small thing, and then like it kind of is escalating with more of the messages they put out, and it's just getting a bit it's getting a bit wild. I feel like there's a lot going on in this first like 100 pages, but I feel like there's also not a lot going on. So this book is told in parts. So I just finished part 1, and it's also told in both Devin and Chiamaka's perspective. I do prefer Chiamaka's perspective. I find her to be a very interesting character. You know that she's playing this game, right? And you know that she's like aligning herself and being friends with people who bro, the microaggressions, the racism it's very frustrating to read. But she's kind of, I don't want to say necessarily putting herself in these situations, but she's aware that, you know, to make it where she wants to go, she has to like take advantage of the situation that she's in. And sometimes that means having to play the game and unfortunately like be in these very uncomfortable situations and positions just to, you know, get to where you want to go. So she's using it as kind of like advantageous, and I can see how people might perceive her to be a unlikable character, but I get it. But I will say I think her chapters are a bit more interesting to me than Devin. I've heard that this is compared to Gossip Girl and Get Out. I've watched some seasons of Gossip Girl and I have not watched Get Out, so I'm very interested to see like where the part 2 is gonna go, because the kind of like suspenseful thriller aspect hasn't really tapped in yet for me. In the back of my head, within like the first like 30 pages, I kind of clocked who could be the potential person who would be sending out these texts, and I really hope it's not that person, because I'll be disappointed if it is who I think it is, but I'm really praying to God that it's not. I'm interested to see how Chiamaka and Devin are going to kind of integrate into each other's lives, because they are the only ones being targeted by this person and they've never spoken to each other before or had any type of relationship. So I'm very interested to see like how that's gonna play out. I'm not bored per se, but I'm just like, I feel like part 1 was definitely kind of like setting the foundation, getting a better understanding of who these characters are, and then I'm hoping that part 2 we really start to kick it up a notch and things get a bit more interesting. So that's my first impression right now. That's my update. I will see you guys when I have another update. Hello everybody, I am back with another reading update. We can also do a hair update because I shaved my head yesterday and I am back now being a baldy and I really like it. I keep staring at myself in the viewfinder. More important things, the reading update. So now I am on page 297, almost page 300 of Ace of Spades, and things have quickly picked up speed. I need these 2 Black students to get the out of this school now, because I need them to get out. The thriller aspect of this book, it's starting to pick up. The get out aspect, the comparison, I'm starting to see it. I need them to get out now, because the way things are being revealed is getting real freaking spooky. Like, I'm very, very scared. This is the thing, okay? So I was reading this book and I was like, it's not really giving thriller. Like, I was not necessarily bored, but I was kind of like, things are just kind of going kind of slow. I have my suspicions. I just wasn't super in it. Like, I was enjoying it, but I wasn't like obsessed. And then the last 50 pages, I was just like, bro, this can't be. This can't be. What I have been anticipating is finally happening, and I'm like, maybe I should not have anticipated this, because now I'm getting actually scared for these 2 students, because things are being revealed. I am pretty sure we have an understanding of what's going on now, and I'm pretty sure we know who the person who is sending these texts is and who they are. And I'm just like terrified for these students now, because it's way bigger than what they were thinking and what they were anticipating and what I was even thinking was happening. It's way bigger than that, and it's quite terrifying. And like, I'm at a PWI and I'm reading this and I'm like, maybe I need to get the fuck out. And I have 100 and something pages left, and I'm like, what is about to happen to these 2 students in 100 and something pages? I'm gonna try and read this as quickly as I can, because it is 6:30 right now. The sun is gonna go down in maybe 2 hours. I cannot read this when it's dark outside. I'm already getting a little anxious, like my AC's making crickling noises and I'm like, who is over there trying to get me? Oh my God. But it's really, really good. Like, I'm really enjoying it, because again, things are picking up speed. The suspense is building up. It's getting very, very, very serious. And like me, when I started this book, I was like, don't trust no white person. Don't trust no white person. And these 2 buffoons, what do? Trust white people. Like, can we be a little bit serious? You are the 2 only Black students in this white school. What is wrong with you? But I get it. But I'm just really scared for them, because like, I don't want anything bad to happen to them, but I'm remembering that like, this is a different genre. This is not romance. I might not get a happy ending, and I don't think I'm prepared for anything bad to happen to these 2 kids. So I'm just a bit stressed out. But I'm gonna finish reading this and then I will update you guys when I'm done. I'm trying so hard not to cry. Oh my god. I'm trying not to cry. Like, this book is just, it's too much. Hi. So I finished Ace of Spades. It is 8:39. So felt like I finished it in pretty good time. It is dark now. Anyways, I finished Ace of Spades and I have a lot of thoughts about this book. I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like when I updated you guys last, I was very excited. I was like, I'm so ready for things to pick up pace. Like, things are about to get real serious and fun, and like we're really going to dive more into that thriller aspect and stuff like that, because I was spooked out. Like, I was really nervous and I was so scared for these students, but at the same time I was really excited because I was like, things are happening, right? Literally from when I filmed my last update, things kind of just went downhill. And I was like, something will change and we'll get back to how I was feeling, the excitement, and it just kept going downhill. I felt like this book fell flat for me. The direction that we took after I gave you guys my last update was not the direction I felt like the book should have went. And I know I'm not the author. No shade to the author. Like, it's a good book, but I just felt like I would have taken it a different way, especially because knowing who was behind sending those text messages and why they were sending those text messages, I felt like the book could have took a completely different direction. We kind of were losing the plot. Like, the plot was getting lost to me. Things were coming out and situations were happening and the characters were having conversations with people, and I was like, this does not make sense. And then we get to the end, there's like a scene in the epilogue where I'm like, I feel like this is supposed to be like a satisfactory moment for us and the characters, and I was just looking at it like, what? This is weird. I just don't like it. And then these two characters, Devon and Chiamaka, they are not friends. That is very clear in the beginning of the book. Like, they don't know each other. They're the two black students in this entire school that is just full of white people, and they don't communicate with each other. They're just so different, right? But because there are the two targeted people that this ACEs person sending the text messages to them and to the student body, they're the people that are being targeted. They start to like work together to figure it out, and I just feel like they never really formed a friendship. Like, I got to the end of the book and I'm like, I still don't think these people like each other. But the epilogue would tell you otherwise, and I'm like, I'm not believing this. Like, it's not like they formed a friendship out of this. Like, I felt like they were just having to work together because they were the two only black students that were being targeted. I don't like that. Like, I felt like I wish they actually formed a friendship. And then there's this other person involved, and I feel like we kind of just scaped over what that person did, and I did not like that. And I was just like, okay, I just was not satisfied with this ending. I wasn't satisfied with the conclusion. I was not satisfied about this third part. The book is in 3 parts. The second part, probably not even the second part. Maybe like the last bit of the second part was the most interesting thing about this book. That was it. And then it's just like, how many times why are you still trusting white people? They make no sense. These are not likable characters, and that's fine. I read books with unlikable characters all the time, but from beginning to end, I did not like these characters. So I'm just stressed out. I need to eat my bagel. I'm gonna make a bagel because I'm stressed out right now. I just really wanted to like this book and love it because I've heard so many good things about it. And like, even my sister was like, you need to read this book, Caitlin, because she kept seeing it on TikTok. And I was like, I got you, I'm gonna read it eventually. And I read it and I felt like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder freaked me out more, and I felt like this one should have, because the premise of this and like the plot and like what was actually happening should have freaked me out more, and it didn't, because the direction the author took with it just wasn't good, I guess, in my opinion. I felt like this book was just not enough. I don't know if it needed more pages or more chapters, more parts. Like, I don't know what it was, but I felt like it just wasn't enough. And even the ending was just so rushed and random. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get this book at all, and I'm so frustrated. I'm gonna save my rating. Guess what you think I'm gonna rate this book? I know my rating like right off the bat. Like, I was like, I know what I'm gonna rate this book. I'm gonna make my bagel and I'm gonna eat, and then I will see you guys with the wrap up of this video, give you guys my ratings for the books that I read, and talk about final thoughts. I'm just sad because this book wasn't great. I look like an egg. I cut my hair and I literally look like an egg. I don't know if it's this lighting, but it's giving egg. So in this reading vlog, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Ace of Spades. Time for the ratings and final thoughts that I have on these books. So with The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I feel like it's very obvious that I really enjoyed this book. I loved every aspect of it. It's been a couple days since I finished it, and I literally have no notes still, so I'm going to give this book a 5-star. I can't wait to read the rest of the books in the series, and I said I was on a book ban, and I was. However, I did get... Listen, okay, first of all, look at how cheap this was. I went to Books A Million with my friend, and there was a sale on young adult books, and then this was also $6. My self-control was lacking, so I bought the next books in the series because I really enjoyed A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I had to get it. So I got Good Girl, Bad Blood, which is the second book in the trilogy, and then the finale is As Good as Dead. So I'm really excited to read these. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder was so good, so fantastic. I think it is a great young adult mystery, especially if you are not typically into mysteries and you kind of want to dabble into that genre. I definitely think starting with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is good. It's fast-paced, it's not predictable at all, keeps you on your toes, a page turner, super good. 10 out of 10, recommend this book. So 5 out of 5 stars for this one. And then we have Ace of Spades, which I just finished and I just talked about. And I think overall, I think this book just wasn't what I expected. I still think it's a good book. I still think that you should read it. I think my official rating is a 3 stars. I did enjoy this book, but I felt like there were so many things that I wish were different. This author does have another book coming out soon, and I do think I'm gonna read it because I do think the writing in here is really good. I just didn't fall in love with it. I don't know, it just wasn't great, it wasn't wonderful, but it wasn't bad. And I do think that if you are interested in reading this book, you should definitely read it. Let me know what you think about it. If you've read this book, let me know what your opinions are about it, because I'm curious to know how people feel about this. These were fun. I had a good time. I feel like I am now prepared for October to read more of my spooky books and more of like my mysteries and thrillers. I'm happy that I tried a genre that was outside of my comfort zone. I'm really happy that I read these books, and I think overall it was a good reading vlog. Now I'm going to read The Fluffiest Romance because I'm still kind of spooked out by some of the things that happened in here. There was a scene in here that kind of like stunned me, and I was kind of just like, oh, this is like chilling. And some parts of this I still think about, and I'm like, makes me uncomfortable. So I need to read something very fluffy that's going to have not just a happy ending, but it's just happy throughout, you know, low anxiety, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do right now, but I'm gonna try and edit this video as quickly as I can so I can get it up for you guys. I know it's a bit later than I would have liked for it to go up, but I just got sidetracked by so many different things. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. I had a fun time filming it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!